I'm going to do like Malcolm X said. He said, when you introduce me, just make it plain. So I'm going to make it plain and talk about Tarana Burke, who is the founder of the Me Too movement, and how I like to describe her is I'd like to describe her as a hero. And a hero is someone who lives a life bigger than themselves. You know, I don't think that people really fully understand that when sexual assault happens to a woman, she describes it like a death. Usually that's how it becomes, you know, that's how it's described. Let me tell you about the time and the day that I died. She leaves her body, and the journey to becoming a survivor and overcomer, to bringing your predator to justice, is a long road. And more than likely, she is suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, dissociative disorder. She has flashbacks, she has eating disorders, suicide, depression. It is traumatic. And so if you can imagine how horrific that is, then also imagine that a black woman is 66% more likely to be assaulted again if she is raped before the age of 18. That 96% of the girls who are sex trafficked are women, and 77% of them are women of color. Which is why usually nothing is done about it. More than likely, they're not going to seek therapy because they're going to be stigmatized. Stigmatized as being dirty. Stigmatized as being overly strong. Stigmatized as not being worthy at all. Enter Tarana Burke, who has made it a mission to be the voice of those women who are deemed unworthy. And I'm saying this in a room full of women. If you can imagine, if you can wrap your mind around it, that there is a rung lower that people see than being a woman, and it's being a woman of color. And when she founded the Me Too movement, she understood that by the time that young girl was traumatized, to the time she actually did want to get better, that she needed a guide, someone who cared, someone who valued her. And she founded the Girls for Gender Equity and Just Be organization. I met her at the Golden Globes, and I thought to myself, you know, I wouldn't be authentic if I'm up here with my fro talking about women of color if I didn't in some way stand beside her. And that's what I'm doing. You know, they say that you've got to own your story and stand in it, or you have to stand outside of it, hustling for your worth. And this Tarana has owned her story. And she's allowing these young girls to own their story. And to still, despite the trauma, despite the heartache, despite the fact that something was taken from them that day, that moment, that they could still lead a life of value. And my God, if that is not a golden lasso and a cape, I don't know what is. There is nothing you have to do for worth. You don't have to hustle for it. You don't have to barter for it. You have to do nothing but be born. Beautiful thought. I am proud to stand here and present this Variety Power Award to Tarana Burke.
No! Get up, girl! Show me what you can do!